All right, guys. If you guys recognize that, that is from Thor: Love and Thunder, which is ironic, not ironic, funny. That's what we're going to be talking about today. So let's get it going. Exactly. Thank you guys for joining us tonight. This is the Nerd Archive podcast with always Justin, Yadi, Lola, and myself, Lady Gaga.
We're still on this, huh?
Yes.
That is
all right.
This entire episode.
Hey, I love it, but going back to the original topic, Thor: Love and Thunder. It was a lot better than I expected.
Hell, yes.
It's funny as hell.
Horror side.
I thought you said the horror side.
Well, Love and Thunder. What were your thoughts going into this movie?
To be honest, based on a lot of the things that I'd been hearing about how they're screwing up with the with the MCU and that, and I'm just like, okay, maybe cautiously optimistic, but having seen Thor Ragnarok and it being better, like the best of the three that we had gotten so far, and I'm like, okay, maybe if it can be just as good as Ragnarok was, but it was, in my opinion, a step above that. There weren't as many comedic elements as Ragnarok was, which was actually a good thing considering the whole dynamic of that relationship between Thor and there goes the brain lag again. Yes,
Jane Foster.
Jane Foster. And then
Queen Amidala.
Dr. Jane Foster.
Yes. AKA Mighty Thor, Christian fucking Bale as Gore the God Butcher.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Man, he was the best part of the movie.
Fucking show on that whole thing. Like, that was probably the best part of that entire movie. And then, but yeah, going back to the comedic elements, they basically made Mjolnir and Stormbreaker sentient. It's like Stormbreaker gets jealous.
Ex-girlfriend and present girlfriend. Yeah.
The missus and the ex.
Which is funny because you can see it wasn't a joke that they did one time. It was throughout the whole movie.
Yes. Uh-huh.
Like they dragged it, and I gotta say that they sometimes when they drag a joke, it's like, okay, we get
tiring,
it. But this one,
it was great throughout the entire thing.
It had to do with timing too. So I think that they did fantastic, and not only that, but making Stormbreaker the center of the movie, because that's what they were looking for this whole time. So I think that the fact that they dragged it out and they gave Stormbreaker such a, before they said what we were looking for, they hinted, because they kept going on and on and on about Stormbreaker. And looking back, they were telling us the whole time what the important piece was.
Nobody ever really picked up on that. It was the centerpiece of the entire plot, but you never knew why. And then as soon as they hit you with that, like, he needed that, he needed that weapon to be able to get to where he was going. And because, as we pretty much know, and we knew from Infinity War, like, Stormbreaker can summon the Bifrost. Right. So, Gore needing that to get to fuck was that place called? I should have gone back and watched that movie again. That would have been fresher in my mind.
I thought about it.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember the name of that place that he was trying to get to, and he did wind up getting to it, but
Eternity?
Yes. Thank you. And then that whole conversation between him and Thor at the end, and then him getting his daughter back right before he dies. That was
And
it was a great moment.
fun fact, the one that I think it was you, Lola, that told me that the girl that plays
Thor's daughter.
Gore's daughter is actually Chris Hemsworth's daughter.
Really?
So that I think that
Yeah.
was and
All of
Lola was telling me that most of the kids in the movie
His 3 kids.
were like his 3 kids, the director's kids,
Jane Foster.
and like most of the actors'
yeah,
kids.
Natalie
Yeah,
Portman's, Christian Bale's, Chris Hemsworth. I think his twin sons. Excuse me. His twin sons play Thor when he's growing up. You know how they show him in the beginning in different stages.
Yeah.
His twins play him. And another thing that I had read about is that all of the monsters that are in towards the end of the film, they're all drawn up by all of the kids that were involved. They just
That's
gave
awesome.
the drawings to animation and they animated them.
yeah, they thought of everything. It was pretty cool.
If you notice in the
What you looking for,
in
Justin?
Yeah, no, she is right. I actually looked that up just because I wasn't sure, and I definitely wanted to look. Yeah, no,
you were second guessing.
You weren't. No, listen, Justin.
I'm
You
not-
weren't looking at her when you said
Huh?
that. She gave you a look. Like
Really?
Lola gave you a look when you said, "Oh, she's right." I was looking it up. She looked at you like, "Motherfucker, I know I'm right."
I'm not doubting anybody. I'm just I get curious when I hear interesting facts like that, and I'm like, oh, cool, this is really cool, and then I want to look it up for myself.
Yeah, look on the credits.
What were you saying?
On the credits, you can see all the names, like special thanks too. And I just saw the last names, because I was paying attention. But then it was like Hemsworth, Bell, and all those different names. It's like,
Oh yeah. Well,
They are family
Hemsworth's
members.
own
Yeah,
wife
it's-
actually appears
yeah.
in the movie as well as the Wolf Woman.
Yeah, and also the non famous Hemsworth brother. It's also she's frozen.
Uh-oh.
there we go. You got a twin.
Yeah.
Oh, there she goes. Now.
For all of 2 seconds.
Yeah. We don't
So
want that.
yeah, no,
We're good.
no,
We're all right.
one's enough.
Side note, I went to see a mom yesterday and they were really excited about something and I asked her, are you pregnant again? And she's like, just for fucksies. And she's like, yeah, I'm gonna have another girl just like you. And I was like, that doesn't bother me. She's gonna be your daughter. Good luck with that. I don't live here anymore.
Yeah, no.
I'm good. All right.
Yadi, do you have an extra room? Because we're all moving up there. We're not going to deal with another Lola.
Yeah.
I got a whole barn.
Yay! Here we go, here, motherfucker. No, but what I was saying is also the non-famous Hemsworth brother is also in the movie. He plays Thor in the scene where they're doing the play. You have which real quick, it just hit me, or not? It didn't just hit me. In Thor Ragnarok, the first time we see the play, and we see Odin, we see who plays Odin
Like in
Like
the
the-
first movies,
Like
or like you
the
mean in
actual
the...
Odin or the fake Odin?
in Thor. The fake Odin in the play.
Oh, I just saw that name recently.
Real quick.
I forgot.
It's Mr. Alan Grant
No
from
shit.
Jurassic Park. And who is in the beginning of the movie? Who is the guy that is the ruler of the planet?
Oh, that gold guy.
No, that was.
Jeff Goldblum.
Jeff Goldblum.
Oh, so we're still on Ragnarok.
It was a Jurassic Park.
Oh,
Yeah.
gotcha.
It was a Jurassic Park
Yeah.
reunion. I thought that was awesome. And it's funny because I didn't make the connection My wife is the one that made the connection. And I know you guys know who my wife is, but this is for the listeners.
His speaking of wives, Chris Hemsworth's wife is also in the
Yep.
movie. She's the she wolf on top of the wolf she or something like that, or backwards.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny. Yeah, Justin was saying it when you got cut off.
Damn it, Justin! I was gonna say it too.
Yeah, well, fun fact.
It's funny. You got cut off, so you wouldn't be on it. We would have had to cut that off anyways.
It's all good.
Sorry.
It happens sometimes. No worries. This is the shit that we have to deal with from time to time.
Hopefully not after I get my setup, because then it'll just be you on your interwebs.
Justin, what were you going to say?
Yeah, fun fact I was reading about in an article about Hemsworth and his wife. Like we all know that he trained heavily day in and day out for that role, to the point where like he looked like a lot more jacked than he has been in any of his movies, to the point where his wife actually did not like the way he looked.
Yeah, I read that too. That she was like, I don't care for that.
Yeah.
Well, you know you. What's happening?
I love your voice so much.
You know you achieved a new level of God when the Hulk Hogan himself tells you that you are massive. When Hulk Hogan tells you you are too muscular, you know you kind of overdid it.
That's crazy. But see, that's the thing though. It makes sense, because the only thing he could really do is through the COVID lockdown, because it's pretty much what he was doing, is just eat and train, and that's pretty much all he did. So
yeah, doesn't he have an app too about like how to train and how to get bulky?
Yeah, I see it on TikTok all the time, but I skip through it, obviously. It's fun.
That's crazy.
That's fine, guys. You don't have to say anything.
Ooh, you made it awkward.
Yeah, I was gonna say you
I didn't.
You brought that one up. Nobody here was judging.
Yeah.
We just have an app to train our drama.
I'm judging myself. Yeah, it's called Uber Eats.
Cooking and eating.
Yeah. Going back to Christian Bale. I put Christian Bale's performance with Heath Ledger's performance.
Yeah, I feel like he's one of the best villains. In Marvel.
I think that Heath Ledger is the best villain we have in live action DC. So I think that they are, to me, and this is my personal opinion, I think they are the same level of performance. And Christian Bale has always been known for a great actor, but dude, it got to a point where I didn't see Christian Bale anymore.
Well, yeah, I mean, and therein lies the point. The man is a method actor. Like, he puts himself so heavily into his role, not just on screen, but off screen as well. And at times, folks like that who, the method actors like that, like, get really difficult to, really difficult to be around. But the way they throw themselves into the characters, like, it makes you believe that they are those characters. It's crazy.
Oh yeah, it was really, really crazy, and I loved the character, and I knew about the character a lot. Although they did mix his character with the symbiote god character, with the whole storyline of killing the gods and all that, because the symbiote god, the planet Nowhere in Thor or Infinity War, it is the head of one of the Celestials, and that Celestial got beheaded by in the comic books by the symbiote god. So that's why it creates a planet from that. But they made it. They didn't talk about it, but they made it sound like it was him who. It was Gore who created that planet pretty much by cutting his head off, because they don't talk about it, but we all know that the only thing that can kill a god is that sword. So they kind of hinted it, but I wish they would have talked about a little bit about the symbiote god in this one, because they talked about pretty much every other god.
Yeah, I mean, I think they only touch on
probably
it
didn't wanna
briefly,
confuse
or
people.
was it like not even mentioned at all?
They didn't mention him because that's Sony, so they can't say anything, but
Oh, that's right.
I wish they would have
Spider-Verse
hinted somehow. Right. I wish they would have hinted somehow, because in Venom Let There Be Carnage, when they're in the post-credit scene and Venom is about to tell what's his face? Eddie Brock, that there's multiple universes, and he remembers people from other universes because they're all in a pretty much a mind hive. So if they would have touched it that way, I think it would have been cool. I think because even when Spider-Man shows up on the screen in the post-credit scene, he's like, "No, this guy. He's never met him, but he recognizes him. He recognizes the suit." So I think that was pretty clever. But I wish they would have touched on it on Thor, I think.
Oh yeah, no, without directly referencing, that entity specifically, they probably could have. Could have, through a few tidbits here and there, and it would have been cool.
Yeah, and in the comic books, the one that wields that sword is the symbiote god. If you think about it in the beginning of the movie, when the sword starts talking to Gore, it's talking to him like it's an entity, like it has its own,
It
like
has a consciousness.
a symbiote.
Yep.
Like when Venom is talking to Eddie Brock, he's trying to convince him to do something, and that's pretty much the feel that I got from that sword, really.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh yeah, no, it had a consciousness, and which was cool. So it was manipulating that guy who would become Gore the God Butcher, and then they did the same with Mjolnir and Stormbreaker for comedic effect, which was funny as hell.
Mm-hmm.
And then
No, I was going to talk about Mjolnir or Meow Meow.
I was
Meow.
gonna say,
Meow,
I
meow.
knew somebody was gonna say that at some point.
Yeah, no, but I was going to bring up the attacks that you get from Mjolnir with
Yes.
Mighty Thor.
Yes.
When she throws it and
It
it's
shatters
dispersed and then it'll come back. And my favorite part is when it shattered and it came back, but it came back on top, or like it closed in one of those creatures and it exploded it when they all got together. I'm like, oh my god, that was great.
That was honestly really, really cool.
Yadi, you need to talk. What's going on?
I'm listening. I was just looking up.
You were the first one to saw the movie. You were waiting for us
I
to
was
go see
looking up
it.
the name of the sword because I forgot. I was asking the interns the name of the sword because I forgot.
So what is it?
The all black. The Necro sword. Necro sword.
Necro
He
sword.
was actually the second
Yeah.
person to see it.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
My bad.
Yeah, I think that Christian Bale is definitely so far the best villain. With Will Dafoe, and he's also
Well, yeah. That's a
they're
good point.
they're head to head, I say, but it's pretty
Who?
cool.
Yeah.
But Will Dafoe
Oh.
in No Way Home,
Gotcha.
Right.
because he did great, or
He just lived it more
better than good.
in this latest movie.
Yeah, he did better than good
He knew what he was
in the
doing.
first one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he had more freedom on this one.
Right. Yep.
But I think that William Dafoe as the Joker, though.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool to see.
Ooh.
That'd be an interesting one.
Ooh. Yeah.
I've seen those
I'd be
memes that
excited to see
they
that.
And he
make
won't
his
get
face as
arrested.
the Joker, and it looks like the one in the games.
So you think? Yeah.
That's true.
Are you look it up?
What?
I thought you were gonna look it up. You looked at your
No.
Justin.
Oh no, I was just looking at looking at some other things. About who who was in the movie and who was who was supposed to be, but because there was a few that were supposed to return and had filmed scenes, but their scenes got cut. But
Yeah.
I wanted to touch on Russell Crowe as Zeus.
Oh yeah.
And
Did,
what?
The whole scene was
yeah, it was out of out there.
yeah.
That was great. And the funny thing is, like, he actually had to film he actually filmed his scenes twice, each time with like a different accent, because he wasn't sure, I guess, how he wanted that all to go. And I thought that was kind of weird. But what I was reading.
Oh, he's talking Russian.
Yeah. But what I was reading
I really
was
like their faces when when he starts talking about the orgy.
The orgies.
They're all like, "What the? This is not what we came here for."
Oh my god.
Crazy.
That's funny though.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I was reading that Jeff Goldblum and Peter Dinklage were both set to come back as the Grandmaster and Eitri, but their scenes got cut from the theatrical release, and Lena Headey was actually supposed to come back as well, but her scenes got cut. That would have been interesting to see how they fit into all of that, but I guess it didn't really mesh well enough with the overall story to warrant keeping them in the movie, which a little disappointing, to a point, but what can you do?
Yeah, no, and the whole scene with what's her face from she plays Hela in the play.
Oh,
Kate Blanchett.
Melissa McCartney.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Melissa McCarthy.
When I
That's
saw that, I was
funny.
like, "Oh my god!"
that was funny. That was funny.
Obviously, they brought back Matt Damon to play Loki.
They did.
Yeah.
You didn't see him?
Yeah.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
did. He was there.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was funny. I loved the whole, and then not only that, but once these beasts show up, the shadow beast.
Yeah.
Once everything is done, they're like, so do we need to? We're gonna plan a play about this because this is we're gonna do it. And Thor's like, I don't know. And then he walks away. He's like, I hear a no. So
He didn't say no.
that was funny. All right, guys, don't go anywhere. We're going to go on a quick break. And when we come back, we're going to continue talking about Thor because Love and Thunder, it was great. We'll be right back.
It was.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's me, Remy, from Remy's Roundtable, alongside my dangerous co-host, Scott, my lovely wife, Jen, and also a familiar face. We have Lewis on our program. Remy's Roundtable is it's a podcast for everybody who would like to know what's happening in the beautiful state of Florida. We cover your theme park updates, your Florida topics as well. But mostly, we cover your theme park rumors and your updates at the Orlando theme park. We're found on iHeartRadio, Spotify, and also on all social media platforms: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. And if you'd like to become a member of our Roundtable family, just head on over to patreon.com/Remy's Roundtable. And now, back to this episode of the Nerd Archive Podcast on all podcasting platforms.
All right, guys, we are back. And during the commercial break, we were talking about one important aspect in the movie, which was the post-credit scenes. And I think that Lola has something to say about that. So I want
do.
her to, yeah. So what is it? I want to know. I mean, I know, but I want to know.
too.
So, we have the first one was Hercules, if I'm not mistaken, and
Yep.
Zeus sending Hercules to go kill Thor. But the one I'm interested in is when Jane Foster is allowed into Valhalla. And the reason that is, it's because after she meets Heimdall and she goes into, I guess, the main, building of it, in the comics, she is granted the title of Valkyrie. So later she comes back as Valkyrie, with Valkyrie, as a team up, together, to kick ass. And I'm very excited about that.
Okay, well,
I
I'm very
didn't.
excited about that.
I knew the whole Hercules. I didn't know where you were going with the
Yeah.
other one, but I
I
liked it.
know.
That actually is something that I did not think about. So that could
Yeah.
be a potential,
Mhm.
a nod towards a potential setup for
Most
her
likely.
to come back as a Valkyrie. And
Yep.
there you go.
I'm very
I
excited
read it.
about that. I think it may happen. And for Valkyrie to be able to start, rebuilding her sisterhood, kind of, sort of, that'd be interesting to see in the movies as well.
That would be very
No
interesting.
I heard something
And
with the Valkyries, like they are the ones that basically allow people to come in and out of Valhalla.
In
the Viking-
Nordic, in
Yeah,
the
and
Nordic
that's-
mythology, the Valkyries are the ones that pick up the souls of the dead that died during the battle and bring them to Valhalla. So yes.
Yep.
one funny part is when Lady Sif,
Yeah.
Sif.
SIF.
yeah, when
She's not a dark Jedi.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna bring something up about Star Wars in a second. It was
There you
segue. No, but when Thor reaches her to go save her, and she's all like, "Oh, but they're gonna tell stories about us while we died in battle, and I get to, if I die, I get to go to Valhalla."
Oh.
And Thor's like, technically, you have to die in battle, not after. Maybe your arm is there.
Yeah.
Actually, in the after
That was
credit
funny.
That was
scene,
good.
you can see the arm just waving for traffic. You not see that?
And here comes Adam's family with the
Oh
little,
yeah, the thing.
Except it's the whole arm.
Yeah.
yeah. That's funny.
It becomes Jane Foster's companion in Valhalla.
That's funny.
It brings her a sword.
Just hanging on the shoulder.
Yeah. Like a parrot.
That's what the hand from Adam's Family does. It just hangs out on
Yeah. But we all talk about Christian Bale's performance, but we have to talk about Natalie Portman's performance.
Same with
Yes.
Tessa.
And yeah, I think that she did an amazing job. And
Absolutely.
the makeup when she was on the scenes where she was sick,
is really
that
good.
was
Yeah.
that was sick.
Yep.
Literally.
So yeah. So I think it was they did have a lot of comedic relief in this movie, but there were parts where dark and very serious,
realistic.
and I think her performance brought it out.
Yeah.
And I think that she has stepped up a lot since her Star Wars days,
Yeah.
She keeps dying.
which is great. I'm glad that she took some acting lessons.
Don't you dare talk shit about Queen Amidala, bro.
Hey, listen, when she was laying down dying and she was saying her last words, I thought she was going to say, Luke,
That's funny.
Leia.
No, I was gonna say all
That
due
was-
respect. Yeah, she's definitely gotten better. Because all due respect, she wasn't the best in Star Wars. Not to say she was terrible, but
Tiptoeing. You're tiptoeing.
But I feel like overall, like, sorry you guys, but so overall the acting in some of the Star Wars movies is not the best acting. It's a great story.
I'm with you.
But acting itself, it's
She's
Yep.
frozen.
Frozen
She
again.
got happy. Good thing she didn't listen to me.
Yeah, she's happy.
For now. I'm kidding.
Pause it.
You blew it again.
Oh, he froze for real?
No, I didn't.
Oh man, that was good. No, it legit looked like you froze for real. It was great.
I was trying not to blink.
Yeah, he blew it.
I was
again.
like,
No, Lou's laugh first.
Oh my
Don't
god.
oh shit,
Mm,
that was great. That was fantastic.
I love outtakes.
All right,
Or
yeah.
are we leaving that in the episode?
Oh, that's
Yes.
Stain.
Because you
What stain?
left that.
I left
you left the one in
the last
episode
one.
9, which was cool as fuck.
Well, when I started editing, I kind of cut it out when I was doing it. And I'm like,
No.
not on purpose. It was, I looked at the voice on the bottom and I'm like, okay, that's an empty space and whatever. I took it off, and when I played it, looked right. I'm like, nope, leaving it. Okay. Where do you guys think that we are going to see Hercules next?
Yeah, I think
Maybe
it's
with
in Black Adam.
What's that?
Well, we do see
What's
him.
that gold dude that was at the end of like either Guardians of the Galaxy or
Adam Warlock.
that guy? Maybe when that guy comes
Yeah.
around.
Maybe, but he's coming
He-
back with a vengeance for Thor and
Yeah.
his friends.
Well,
So-
I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure we're gonna see.
I can't wait to
yeah,
see
I'm pretty
that.
sure we're gonna see Adam Warlock in Guardians 3
Huh.
yeah.
because
Yeah.
you can't have that kind of foreshadowing.
Well, I think they did cast him.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep. They
Yeah, 'cause
already.
you can't-
Yeah. They already.
yeah,
have
you
that
can't
guy.
have that kind of foreshadowing from Guardians 2 and just not have him in there. There's no way.
Yeah.
And he's one of the strongest characters on, if not the strongest, in Marvel.
But he also is a guardian of the galaxy, so I want to see how that plays out.
So I'm excited to see the upcoming actual like big films. Just like we just started seeing it with Doctor Strange,
Oh, yeah.
Thor, then Guardians of the Galaxy.
Spider-Man.
So I'm excited about that. I'm excited about the Marvels
Ooh.
Did you guys
too,
watch?
with Miss Marvel.
Did you guys
I
watch the
gotta-
show?
Yeah, I got to catch up on.
I haven't seen the last
I gotta
couple
catch
episodes.
up on the entirety
Last couple
of
episodes.
Miss Marvel,
Yeah.
but that probably won't be until next
Yeah.
week for me.
The last couple of
I saw
episodes
something
are-
online that spoiled something for me.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was. I mean, it wasn't a big deal, but I'm not going to spoil it.
I don't think you'll get a lot from those things, anyways.
Right. But I think the show itself. It's showing. Listen, I love what Marvel does to different cultures. They showcase, and then it's not what we think of the cultures or what society thinks of the culture. It's what the culture is,
Yeah.
and I think that they've been doing a great job with the whole Black Panther showing a different side of what people with that are not knowledgeable think of what Africa looks like. I mean, obviously it's not futuristic, but it's also not people running around killing lions just for fun. So I think that what they do with the cultures, I think the culture aspect is good.
Yeah.
It's like, and I don't think we are going to talk about this on this podcast as an episode, but the whole Fast and the Furious franchise does something really good about bringing culture into fruition. So I think that, and each movie has something to do with a different culture. They bring Brazil, they bring Cuba, they do, they brought in, it's not that right. So they bring a lot of things And I think that it teaches people to realize that there's more to culture than just what we as society think of them.
Yeah, I've seen a couple of videos of people from this Thor movie being so excited about their gods from their own religions or cultures being represented. Like, for example, like the Maori god, or
Mm.
goddess. One of them was in there. Bassett was also in there, and I have a couple of others that are just like smaller gods, being
Right.
represented. So
The best one is the soup god,
Just the dumpling one.
the dumpling one.
the dumpling
My
one.
freaking
That one was
partner
funny.
lost it when he saw the freaking dumpling.
I can
Yeah.
imagine. I can imagine. Yeah. I bet he got hungry too.
He did.
Yeah. Well, honestly, and this is the thing. We don't usually touch on like the political side of it because that's really not what we do here at the Nerd Archive. But honestly, I think when you mentioned Fast and Furious, and then with the MCU, everything that they've done so far and introducing other cultures and basically just kind of educating, they doing it in a way that doesn't feel like forced, shoehorned in,
Right.
as it is, for lack of a better phrase. It does it in a way where it feels like it belongs, and you're not doing it just for the sake
Right.
of it, because that
Yeah.
has been, I
Right.
think, an issue with a lot of other movies that have come out in recent years, where it feels like it's there just to be there, just to fill, just to fill just to fill a spot. And
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that the way Marvel has done it thus far, and the way the creators of Fast and Furious have done it thus far, it seems more natural in that sense. And so you're getting this, you're getting this look into other cultures. You're getting endless entertainment while doing it as well, which I honestly
Right.
feel is a great way to do it, because then you're drawing all of those fans in, and they're getting invested in this. Like, I,
Mm-hmm.
for one, have been super excited about what's come out, so far from Marvel, with a couple of exceptions, obviously. But yeah, no, they've done great.
Right. I'm with you. All right. So with that being said, we are going to do some trivia
Ooh,
today,
yeah.
and it's going to be obviously centered around Thor. So let's get that going.
Mhm.
And we have some questions on here already. And let's see. Obviously, let's see. What is Thor's hammer's name? And there's two names that we can use.
I'll take
Marjorie.
Correct. Okay, you got it right. Continue. No, just kidding.
The proper name is Mjolnir, but the other name is
AKA.
It's meow meow.
There you go.
Meow meow.
And for those that don't understand the reference, go back to Thor 1 and watch it. You'll understand why it's called Meow Meow.
It's Thor 2. It's the second one.
It's
It was the
one.
first one.
Was it?
Yep.
I only
It's one.
remember Darcy
Yeah.
saying it as it's flying by her on the while they're in London.
No, because he's talking about, he's mourning the fact that he can't use Mjolnir, and they don't understand what Mjolnir is.
That's why she started calling him meow meow. I'm lost.
Yeah.
The way I guess the way he said Mjolnir, like, she couldn't completely understand it, and so that's when she started calling it that. When they were sitting in the diner, and then
Gotcha.
I think she
Right.
did say it again in the second one.
She did.
That scene,
that's
that
the one
scene
I
you were
remember.
talking about, where the hammer goes flying by, and she points. She's like, meow meow.
Meow meow. Yeah, because she's holding on to
Right.
the guy.
It's a yeah, but it's a reference
Oh, yeah.
to
Yeah.
that.
Got it.
Right.
I guess
I'm glad that we
should
were able
also
to get
go
that out of the
back
way.
and watch the first one.
You should. I actually watched 1, 2, and 3 with Sarah, my wife.
I was here for 1 and 2. I don't know what happened.
We saw the first 3 right before going to see Love and Thunder, so because she hadn't seen them, so I wanted her to understand. Which is funny because she actually, unpopular opinion, she liked the Dark World more than the other ones.
Surprising.
She thought it had a darker, more serious side because
It certainly
obviously,
did.
yeah, and obviously, Thor Ragnarok it's a little bit
Oh, yeah.
funnier. The first Thor it's balanced,
Mm-hmm.
and then Thor 2 it's dark.
Oh,
Yeah. And then Thor 3
Hence the
and
name.
4 are just like rainbows.
Right, sunshine and rainbows.
And rainbows. I
Oh,
wouldn't
yeah,
say
no.
sunshines, but definitely rainbows and like hee-hees, ha-has.
Oh yeah, Ragnarok was definitely a lot more
and
lighthearted through most of the through
Right.
most of the movie, and a lot more comedic right up until the end of that with that battle between Thor, Loki, and Hela, and then Hulk
Right.
Mr. Hulk.
wanting to go beat up
Yeah.
Surtur.
There's a
monster.
Yeah.
No, you idiot.
No, leave him. That's funny. All right. So, second question. As well as being a famous movie star, Thor was one of the gods of which real life ancient civilization?
The Vikings.
Yep.
Yes, the Vikings.
Nordic culture, otherwise known as Vikings. Yep.
Who is Thor's dad?
Papa.
Odin.
I was gonna say Daddy.
Daddy Thor.
Daddy Odin.
Odin.
Papa
Yep.
Trueno.
Yeah.
Odin,
Papa
Papa
Trueno.
Mhm.
Which of these is not a film with Thor in it? Thor Ragnarok, Thor the Dark World, Thor the Beard of Power, or Avengers Age of Ultron? Moving on.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think we all know the answer to that one.
Where does Thor live?
Asgard, and then when it gets destroyed, New Asgard on Earth.
I don't. These are super
The
easy.
touristy city.
Oh yeah. The
What
biggest-
is the way she called it? Like the
What?
Valkyrie calls the new Asgard something, and I forgot what she says on the movie. It was something funny.
Man, I wish that would have been one of the questions.
Yeah, it basically becomes the biggest tourist attraction on the planet.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. So we all know the name of its axe, but I'm gonna ask this question the way it's written down, and I'm gonna give you the 4 options to give me.
This should be good.
Thor has an axe in parentheses. It's not as cool as the hammer, but there you go. What is it called? Options are Hat Stamper, Wind Crusher, Stormbreaker, Egg Smasher. I'm gonna go with Egg Smasher.
Yeah.
Can Thor fly?
The hammer can.
Yeah, I was gonna say only with the hammer carrying him.
Because he
Or
is the
Stormbreaker.
god of thunder, not the god of flying.
Not Superman.
Or the god of hammers.
Yeah. What kind of animals that Thor keeps as pet?
A pet rock with muscles and everything.
And it's called the Rock.
It's called Dwayne. His partner,
Dwayne,
His partner,
yeah.
Dwayne.
Dwayne the Johnson.
Dwayne the Johnson.
Callback, Yaddy.
But yeah,
I
it
love
sounds like you call him Daddy. But it's fine.
It did.
Goats.
Mm.
Q.
There you go. I think that was my favorite part
Oh,
of the whole
yes.
movie. Actually, one of my favorite parts is when in the beginning when he saves that planet, the people, and he's going around killing everybody because let's be honest, he killed everybody. He destroys their palace, or not their palace, but
church, essentially.
their church, their temple. And they give him the goats, and then they start screaming, and Thor is like super excited, and these people are like, "Yeah, no, take them." Like, no, we don't want them. Take them away from us. I thought that was funny. And then, what's her face wanted to kill him.
Oh.
Oh, there you are. I didn't even notice you were.
Damn.
I thought you were just happy about the goats.
No, it's Frozen.
That's funny. Do you have any trivia? Anything that you want to add? Anybody?
I do not. I don't have any other
I got
windows
one, I
up,
got
so I'd
one.
have to look it up.
I got one.
Go for it. Go for it.
How many languages? Moving on.
Oh my god.
6. No. Hey, listen. For our 10th episode, this has been fantastic, and I am so excited to see what's coming up next in this with this project that we have.
No doubt. And
Yes,
the
sir.
opportunities
We're-
that have come up as a result, and the people that we have, forged these relationships with along the way. This is really, really cool.
Oh, I agree. I think that like you said, the relationships that we have been building along the way they don't feel like when we all started streaming, we all started building our communities, and in the beginning, it felt like it felt forced how we were meeting these people, and I felt like it didn't feel natural. And some have, don't get me wrong, we do have a lot of relationships through that are good people and they mean well, but a lot of them don't. But I feel like these people that we're forming a relationship. Is she frozen again? I hope so, because if not, she is high as fuck.
White Titi. That's his name. White
Yeah,
Titi.
again.
Yeah. Oh, I have an idea for a trivia.
Ooh.
Go for it.
I'm gonna tell you the title of the Thor movie and tell me what year it came out.
All right.
Ooh.
Thor Ragnarok.
2014?
2017.
Oh, fuck, he's right.
I'm gonna go with.
Nothing. Don't worry about it. Go for it.
I'm gonna go with 2014 as well.
I knew it. As
Yadi
soon as he said
is
it, I was
right.
like, fuck.
Yes.
Oh.
When did it release on Blu-ray and DVD?
Who buy those?
I do, bitch
I
ass.
don't.
Digital.
My entire collection is digital.
Oh, I don't own
No,
anything.
I like to have the
use
color
other
copy.
people's streaming
You like
services.
it hard.
I like it hard. 2018. Okay.
In what year they started planning out this movie, Love and Thunder? Well, not this movie, but a sequel to Thor Ragnarok.
2017.
2018.
I'm gonna say 2020.
2018.
Woohoo.
Cool.
Everything got delayed with the
I
pandemic.
figured.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thor to Dark World. What year?
Ooh. All right. So that was phase 2. I want to say 2012.
2013.
2010. Don't remember.
2013.
I do remember very vividly when that one came out.
Good
I was still
job.
in high school. Ugh.
I should have known because I was working at Disney in
What about the first Thor?
2009.
2010.
2011.
2011.
Damn.
Disney times.
Yeah. Here's one. Which of the movies does Thor does not appear on and multiple Avengers show up? It could be any of the Avengers or it can be solo
Civil
movies.
War.
I was
Oh
gonna
yeah,
say that
Civil
one
War
too.
definitely.
Civil War. Him and Hulk do not show up
Mhm.
because Thor Ragnarok is happening at
That's
the
very
same
sad.
time.
Is it? I do have a question about that. Is it really though? Because right after Thor Ragnarok is when Infinity War starts, doesn't it?
Mm,
It's not right after.
It is right after because it's still in the blue.
Well, it is right after because but they don't say how far from Civil War and Infinity War is, or do they say years?
No,
No.
I think
Because-
they were shooting the
because
in their
here's the
legs
thing.
if they do years, because then
How?
people start like, oh,
How
could
long
everything
was
happen?
Bucking Barnes
Right.
in Wakanda? Okay.
I don't think they
no,
say
they didn't.
Yeah,
Because
that
of
might
what
determine
Yadi said.
when
right after Civil War.
Because that might
Hmm.
determine how. Oh wait, yeah. Hold on. It's 2 years. It's 2 years after, because right after Civil War. Yeah.
Hulk has been
Right.
gone,
Oh, that's
right?
true. Wait. Fuck.
Yep.
Well, no, because Infinity War picks up right after
Thor Ragnarok.
Thor
yeah.
Ragnarok, because they're in
Correct.
they're in space after Asgard's destroyed, and then Thanos' ship appears just
Right,
right in front of them after that scene ends.
I can explain this. When you travel through space, you're traveling through time. So it's happening at the same time, but by the time that Thanos gets to where he needs to be, or gets to
Could've been,
Earth,
yeah.
it could have been 2
I'm
years.
trying to think, because Civil War happens, and then they go on the run, and then they say that they've been on the run for 2 years. And then between all of that, the Black Widow movie happens, and then right immediately after that is when Infinity War also ties into it. Because when they show her at the train
Well, then
station in
they-
Infinity War, is it Infinity? Yeah, in Infinity War, that's right when she left with Steve at the end of Black Widow. And I do remember them saying that they've been on the run for 2 years.
At the end, at the end of Civil War, not Black
Wait,
Widow. Who leaves
Nobody
with Black
leaves with
Widow?
Black Widow. Black Widow goes on the run because she shot T'Challa. And then the Black Widow movie starts, and at the very
Right.
end of the movie, she gets on the plane. She says goodbye to Yelena and that other guy, and gets on the plane to go to Steve to Scotland to save Vision and Wanda. And they do mention that they've been on the run for 2 years.
Well, they shot themselves on the foot with that one, because I remember someone in one of the Comic Cons saying that
Ah.
it was at the same
Idiots.
time.
I'm kidding.
I say
it doesn't
idiots.
make any sense.
Yeah, but they also have
That's true.
23
That's true.
movies. It's just bound to
Just
happen.
like
So one time they
two
messed up.
Different
times,
directors.
because something that stood out to me while this last Thor movie is that Korg is explaining that in order to create more of his race, they go him and a partner go into a volcano and hold a little rock until they form a bigger rock or something like that. And wouldn't that mean that there's only male rocks? Right, but then in the first Ragnarok,
Yes.
when he's first shown in the Ragnarok, he's saying that his mom didn't show up because he didn't print enough pamphlets for the uprising that they were planning. Maybe,
He was
but I
just trying to be funny.
"Ha,
Could be.
you did something there. You messed up."
I think he's
Yeah,
one of my favorite characters in the
definitely.
whole MCU.
I'm glad he
Yeah.
got his body back.
I'm glad he made a little rock,
Yeah.
like a pebble, if you will.
I almost cried when I saw
Yeah.
him explode. I was like, no.
Oh,
Oh.
yeah.
You
I
hear
s-
his voice.
I think I actually let out a "You got to be fucking kidding me"
I was like, wow.
out loud in the theater. I was not expecting
No.
that
I was like, what the
At all.
fuck?
All right. If you guys don't have anything else, I think that it concludes tonight's episode.
Yeah.
Don't got anything.
Well, I hope you guys enjoy this episode. Love and Thunder was a great movie.
Yeah.
I'm definitely gonna go see it again. I'm glad that
100%.
you guys. Yeah, I'm glad that they made this movie, and we wanted to wait a week after the movie came out because there's a lot of spoilers. So if we gave you a whole week to go see it. All right, guys, that is it for tonight. Thank you for joining us. This was Justin, Yadi, Lola, and Lady Gaga. You can find us on all social media. You can find us on all social media under the Nerd Archive Productions. So make sure you go on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, and on Facebook. All the links are down below in the episode description. And we have Patreon coming, and we also have merch coming. So stay tuned for that, and make sure you follow our social media to make sure you get the latest. And don't forget to join our Discord. you get to talk to people just like us and just like yourself. So thank you guys. I'll see you guys on the next. Peace.